I'm Mel Stewart, and this is the Swim Time Podcast. Joining me today, we've got two swim stars. They dominated college championship season. Watching them race, it was sort of like staring into the sun. It was just too much brilliance, too much glory. And right on the heels of that, they dropped their third Sporti Collection. Today, we have Alex and Gretchen Walsh.
Hi, thank you for having us.
I feel like I'm busy, and like my life is very hectic. But I see what you guys are doing, and I feel I'm like maybe not. Maybe you guys are working harder than I am. It seems very busy. Let me jump into it. We reported on your third Sporti Collection, the Star Spangled Summer Collection. And I knew it was coming in the background, and I was like, "Wow, this is a lot. This is coming after this huge NCAA Championship Team Title." And when did you guys do the capture for the collection? How quickly on the heels of NC2As?
We did the photo shoot for the collection in Tampa, Florida, the weekend after NCAA's. So it was a really quick turnaround.
Yeah, I was talking to Sporti and a photographer that is commercial photographer. He also does editorial, Jack Spitzer, and he's shooting for us at trials in the Olympic Games. But I was getting a little bit of information, and that seems so. You guys did you take the week off? Did you go right back into training?
No, we took about 1 to 2 days or 2 days off, and then we got back into training, just doing singles and kind of just doing aerobic practices. And then Gretchen and I flew out to Tampa on Friday morning. Yeah. So it was a pretty quick turnaround, but honestly, it kind of was a nice time to do the photo shoot, just because I think there is a little bit of a lull after NCAA's. And yeah, I mean, now it's being released, so we're really happy just to be back in Charlottesville training. And then dealing with the social media aspect of it.
Swim Time dropped the news on the 24th, and let's so everybody kind of has if they're coming in and they're new. I can't imagine anyone would be new on a Sporti Collection. Swim Time reported the Star Spangled Summer Collection is inspired by Americana vibes as a nod to the country and the sisters' collective spirit going into the 2024 Olympic summer. The Star Spangled Summer Collection features a range of women's, men's, and youth training suits, including training one-piece for women, a jammer, and briefs for men. Thank you. Real men wear briefs, and I wear briefs as much as my wife hates it. SwimSim also reported this collection is made from recycled polyester, and that it's UPF 50+ sun protection in each suit. Costs, of course, are the same, very affordable, ranging from $12.95 to $48.95. And of course, you can get the collection exclusively at swimoutlet.com. Tell me about the capture, the shoot, and I really want to get into like in the past, you guys have done your own prints. This was a collaboration. What was the change?
Yeah, well, the shoot was really fun. We did both days of the lifestyle shots and the underwater shots at Tampa Prep School in Tampa, and honestly, just the whole entire time, the vibes were so good. The weather was perfect. It was warm. And I think it was like a little mini vacay plus work for me and Alex. So we had a great time, in the Sporti team, the Swim Outlet team. They just never fail to show us their like utmost support. And that's something like we're really grateful for. And having this third collection was extra special in terms of that. We had a great time. And obviously, I think these photo shoots are draining because we're there at the pool for 12, 13 hours, 2 days in a row. But I feel like Gretchen and I are kind of pros now with this being our third one. And we actually did run into a little bit of a complication. Jack's camera cover was broken by TSA when going through the airport. And so, yeah, it was very, that was a little stressful, but then everything ended up working out. I just think, I don't know. I feel like it was a really good like problem solving moment for everyone. And the shots look great. So we're just really happy with that weekend. Going off of what you were saying about how this is like a joint collection, every suit is both me and Alex's. I think that was something that kind of like brought the past 3 years working with Sporti and Swim Outlet, just made it like an all-encompassing collection. We started off and we had pretty separate lines. But we had some that were combined. Some of our suits were combined, representing Alex and I. Our second collection, it was totally separate. And now here we are doing everything jointly. And I think like it really just speaks to the theme of the collection as a whole, just because we had this joint dream to go to the Olympics together. And I think that having the collection be in honor of America and obviously nodding towards this summer, but I think it really does nod to the fact that like we're in it together, and this is something that we're trying to do as sisters, and it really represents that. So
I'm fascinated by the success of it and really love the collaboration between, swim stars and a company that's successful. I know that you guys get a lot of like boots on the ground or feet on the deck, engagement with the people who are buying your collections. What's what's the feedback that you get, or just, I know that it's positive, and I know that it's probably overwhelming at times, but does anyone ever come up to you and say, hey, I think that collection was great, but you guys should do this collection?
Oh, we've never had someone, maybe it's like a joke, one of our teammates saying that to us, but I think definitely the collection, we always, like you said, we get really positive feedback. And something we love is like when our teammates want to wear our practice, our suits at practice, we feel that support probably more than they realize. And I think it's really awesome too, because when we go to small meets, big meets, there's always kids around us wearing our suits. And I think it's definitely, Gretchen, I feel the same way about it. It's just pretty awesome to think about how far we've come in our careers, and the fact that we're doing it together as sisters just makes it that much more memorable. So we definitely feel really grateful.
Claudia interviewed you. You guys remember the interview from Claudia?
Yeah.
Or you guys done so many interviews you can't remember? Yeah, so Claudia did your feature interview. That was for Swim Time magazine.
Right.
And that's a 6-page spread. It's all sporty. And the photos are fantastic. And the interview was great. But, and Jack shot you guys in such a beautiful way. Did anybody tell you, what was going on with that shoot, and anything that anybody leak anything to you? I'm just curious.
No, nothing.
So your entire feature's sporty, and you guys are the cover of the 2024 Olympic preview issue.
Wow.
In sporty.
Oh my God, that's pretty legit. Wow. I'm glad you're the one to break the news. That's amazing.
I was like, I don't know. I think, did Jack say anything? I know that it gets very much starts to feel like a family when you're working with people, but it was a great shoot, and so I love the suits. They're fantastic. What are your favorite prints?
I would say my favorite on myself is probably the indigo patchwork one, but I also love the firecracker and the popsicle party, just because I think they represent the collection and what it's supposed to mean so well. Yeah, I would say my favorite print is the country picnic one, because I don't know, I just personally like that kind of style of printing, and I love seeing it on like boys and girls. It just, I don't know, I just think it's a really fun print to wear.
I like popsicle. I thought that was awesome. I just love the photo with you guys holding the popsicles.
Yeah.
Perfect. It's that image is the opening spread to your feature inside the magazine. You know what? That's I undersold this. This is like, I'm holding back. It's the cover, then it's behind the cover. That's 2 pages, and then it's six. Yeah.
Oh my God.
So 6, 8. So it's 9 pages. But that's kind of the way it works when you do a cover feature. But it was the images just work, and they connect. I'm inspired, but it's like, what do you hope that young people will think when they see these photos? How do you hope it will inspire them?
I think just with the summer games coming up and everything, I hope it inspires people to, just want to compete for this country one day, and willing to train for it, work hard for it. And meanwhile, have fun while doing it. So because that's always the dream, is to accomplish your goals, but do it so that you're still like loving what you do. So I hope it inspires kids at any age to be doing that.
Yeah, I would say kind of related to that, just hoping that this summer people are inspired to wear our suits to kind of show their like camaraderie in light of the Olympic Games. I feel like the Olympics are something that notoriously brings people together. So I'm hoping that these suits kind of contribute to that. And also in terms of the magazine, I know it focuses a lot on the NIL opportunities that Gretchen and I have had, and also that NCAA athletes can have now. So I hope that people find that really interesting to read, and also shows them that, I don't know, there's just so many opportunities with being a swimmer and being a swimmer that competes at the NCAA level. I don't know, I hope that like makes swimming more popular and more fun and more exciting.
We're going to come back to Sporti and your Star Spangled Summer Collection at the end, but I want to talk a little bit about swimming. On, just off of what you just said, we recently reported that you're gonna do a 5th year at UVA. Yes. And you're going to compete. We were taking bets inside Swim Swam. Is she going to do it? Is she not going to do it? She doesn't need to do it. She's accomplished so much. And it was, so we obviously wanted you to come back for a 5th year. What was your thought process behind making that choice?
Yeah, I had originally planned on not taking a 5th year. Literally from my first year, I was like, I don't need to be doing 5 years of this because it's so hard. But the longer that I've been a part of UVA and the longer that I've been competing in the NCAA season, the more fun I've had with it. So really for me, I just felt like I had nothing to lose, because with NIL, I feel like I'm not really missing out on any partnerships or sponsorship opportunities. And also, I was going to be staying in Charlottesville anyways, just to continue training. So I figured, why wouldn't I just have fun and also compete for my college and maybe go back to school for a little bit? I don't know. I just figured I had nothing to lose. That the pros outweighed the like little to zero cons. And obviously I get to spend some more time with Gretchen, so I'm sure she's very happy about that.
I have to ask, is LA 2028 a part of your calculus? Are you thinking that far ahead? I know it's a hard question, but I'm going to ask everybody.
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't think so. I don't really know. I'm not looking that far into the future. Yeah, I'm not sure. That's a really big commitment. It's a big commitment. 4 years
seems really
set.
We just get through Paris.
Yeah. We're gonna try to go to Paris and see how that goes. But I definitely had this conversation with Todd recently, and he and I are just both down to keep working together for as long as I'm motivated and have goals that I want to accomplish with swimming. So we'll see where that takes me.
That was a very long answer to say maybe. What I'm hearing, maybe, just maybe, the door is open. And I'm hoping the door is open, because I'm coming at this from the standpoint of a fan. All right, let's take a few more steps back. I haven't talked to you since NCAAs. Literally, it was extraordinary. You got your count on records. I think you guys have broken 24 records collectively. 4th NCAA title. My favorite piece of media, I hate to say this, that's not true. Outside of competition and just like fan stuff and hype, my favorite piece of media was Todd in his car, and he holding the camera and showing all the all the trophy, all the awards in his car. It's like, had to get that extra seat.
Yeah, it's really funny.
Do you guys have a favorite moment? Is there anything that maybe somebody didn't catch, or it's like, from living it, being inside that bubble, this is something that like, we've had time to think about it. This is our takeaway.
I think my favorite moment was the meeting that we had the night after the last session, the night after the 3rd day final session. So we had 1 day left in the meet, and at this point, we had been like challenged a little bit by Texas, and there was we were feeling very motivated. We knew we needed to come out swinging next morning, and everyone was speaking their mind in that meeting. But it was insane the amount of support that every woman in the room was giving for one another. We would be like writing things up on the board, just like basically saying all these things we were going to accomplish the next day. And we literally had the best prelim session we've ever had in probably like NCAA history. It was absolutely amazing watching every single swim that morning. And I think that just like went to show how much this team loves each other, but is able to just like, no matter what the situation is, like we're there and we're going to give it our all every single day, every session, and supporting each other the whole way. So that was like probably my favorite moment, was just that meeting and everything we planned to do, and then we proceeded to do it.
Yeah, I would say also very similar, but the last prelim session, we definitely knew that we had a lot of pressure on ourselves to perform in order to set ourselves up for a national championship. And I remember like we had stayed out, we were at the pool so late the night before with the relays and drug testing and everything. So I'd had this whole like speech plan that I was going to give to motivate everyone. And then I didn't even get around to doing it. And I didn't even have to do it because all of the girls, all freshmen, sophomore, didn't matter what year you were. We all swam our minds out, and Todd cried. Oh my gosh, she's going to get so mad at saying that. But Todd was like, he started crying like after the 2 breaths or something, because like I think 6 of us or 5 of us had made it back into finals, and it was just so emotional. Like one of our friends fainted after the 200 flies because the girls that were not seeded to score both A final. Like it was just insane. Like swim after swim, it was so awesome and emotional. Like, and he cried twice. Yeah, he cried twice.
Just so our listeners are aware, Todd DeSorbo cried twice, and I love that. That makes me. I love that about him. This is, in all fairness, I don't know if I've told you this in previous conversations, but sometimes it's swim we get feedback, and I'm not going to call anybody out, but they're like, UVA gets a lot of attention, and I gently try to explain, if you perform, you get a lot of attention. And if you run your team and your narrative of who you are and your ups and your downs and your trials and your triumphs is open and accessible the way Todd has made it, then that's kind of the way the world works. They respond to you. And now we can add Todd crying to that. It's perfect. Thank you.
Oh my gosh.
Todd's a sweetheart. It really was. It was the UVA television show this past year. Now we're segueing into meters, full fan engagement. I think I can represent people reading our comments and just covering social media. You know, Alex, you're coming back and you have experience. You've got your Olympic legs, and I think that we watched Gretchen's trials and everyone was just like, nail biter, and they were hoping for that because we've been tracking you guys since you were young women. So let's go first to Gretchen. You've been on this rapid rise. Feels rapid, but it's really been a slow burn of just progress. Extraordinary yards performances, far more dominant than anybody could have imagined. And it feels to me like it's translating into meters. It's like right now it's happening. Specifically from the San Antonio Pro Swim, I watched those races and I was like, okay, she's online. Where are you at? What are your feelings on this?
I think we feel pretty similarly about my situation. The San Antonio Pro Series was definitely a confidence booster because obviously like that was an NCAA season of my dreams. I couldn't have imagined accomplishing more, and I was obviously so proud of that, but I knew that like I had this huge goal that although I've been training to swim well at NCs, this Olympic goal is what I've really been training for. And it's been the dream in the back of my head this whole time. So I think everything that I've done this season was in preparation for the Olympics at the end of the day. And so to see some of that already just being translated over at a pro series 2 weeks after NCAA's was really amazing for me, because I knew it was going to be a quick turnaround, and the fact that I was able to even go best times, I think there's a lot more there for me. And I know that for me, like, my goals are to go best times, because I think if that's not good enough to make the team, I don't know what is. So I'm just looking forward to, breaking some barriers that I know I'm capable of breaking. And I'm feeling really confident about it now at this point, just in my race preparation and my mental stance right now and how I'm looking at the entire meet. So I'm feeling very confident in everything, and I'm excited. I know I'll be nervous, but I am excited for trials in 6 weeks? Crazy.
Yeah. I have my question for Alex is this. It's I think that anybody who hasn't been to the Olympics, when they go to the Olympics, I feel like it's weird. Your first Olympics is weird. My first Olympics, I failed because it was too much. I got too distracted. You were successful, Alex. So you have this successful iteration, but for someone who was successful at their first Olympics, can you help our viewers and our listeners know the difference between this crazy U.S. Olympic trials and then the Olympic Games in terms of the stress levels and how they might be different, how you manage that?
Yeah, I feel like my answer to this is definitely going to be unique, just because Tokyo was COVID, so there was not nearly as many people in the stands. Granted, trials was like that as well, so definitely kind of similar environments. But I think it's funny because I remember 3 years ago, my friends and I that had qualified for the Olympic team, we were talking about if we thought we were going to be more nervous at the Olympics or if trials was peak nervousness. And I think a lot of us thought that Olympic trials was definitely more of a pressure cooker, just because it's almost in some races it is more competitive to make finals than it even is at the Olympics, and that just speaks to the depth that the U.S. has in swimming. But I will say it's definitely, I'm honestly taking it in as an all new experience, and I do feel very fortunate that I have that I know what I need to do to be successful again. But I definitely know that I am going to have to go in, and I don't really know what to expect because I haven't been, in lane 4, in lane 5 with 33,000 people in this football stadium. So, I'm definitely, I know what it takes, but I'm working extra hard just to make sure that I'm going to be able to swim fast under all that pressure.
Okay, question for both of you. We are changing from Omaha, which we've been at since 2008, which has always been successful. We're now doing it in Oil Stadium. Yes, the seating opening is over 30,000. Just so you guys know, we track this closely. It looks like we're gonna have some projections, or that we're gonna have days that are about 22, and they'll be deeper into the bowl, so it's just fans all around. And it looks like we're 4 to 5 days over Omaha, and that's where we're at right now, meaning that it can grow. So it's gonna be bigger. We're bigger than we were the last time, and certainly because it was pandemic, but bigger than 2008. How are you managing your stress knowing you're going to be swimming in a football stadium?
Honestly, I don't really know how to manage that. I've never done it before. I think the Omaha pool was always pretty intimidating, but having 2 years there, I think makes me feel pretty confident going into this one. I'm imagining that they still have the electric blue floor mats everywhere, so I think that will provide some sort of familiarity. But I think above all, I'm I'm excited that it's growing. I'm excited that swimming is getting more popular and more people are wanting to come watch a meet like this, especially because it is just an amazing one for the whole nation. So that makes me excited. I know that it's going to be nerve-wracking, but I don't think that there's a good way to really prepare for it unless you've done it before. So I think just trying to channel good energy and, keep your focus in times that it might be hard with under all the lights and with everyone like screaming your name. So I don't know, maybe I'll be able to like feed off the crowd in that sense, because that is something that I love to do, especially at like NCAAs and stuff. So it might be encouraging.
I think for us, the NCs and ACCs also, though not quite as big, is still, that's really good practice that we've had this year for like those big moments, because even though very different moments and not as many people, you're swimming at NCAAs and you still have a lot of weight on your shoulders to either, score points for your team, or like in Gretchen's case, how far under an NCAA record can you get? So I don't know. It's still like, I think we have gotten to the point in our careers where obviously you can't escape the nerves, but we have learned how to manage it really, really well compared to others who haven't had the same experiences as us.
Well, in a normal situation, I've been tracking Olympic quads and the Olympic run-up for a very long time, and normally it doesn't feel like we start ramping into the trials hype until about late May. But because of the Walsh Sisters and the Star Spangled Summer Collection, it feels like we started sooner, which is good. It makes me excited. Guys, I appreciate you coming on. Let me just add that if for anyone dropping in, the Star Spangled Summer Collection is available exclusively at swimoutlet.com. Costs are great, $12.95 to $48.95. And you're going to love the suits. You're going to love it when you see it in Swim Swam magazine. Your Swim Swam magazine is going to arrive in home in late May. Do you guys have any parting thoughts? Did I miss anything?
No, but go to swimoutlet.com for our line.
we got to make sure. I got to make sure with your feature that's in there, and because we're literally we're at the printer right now. All right, guys, thank you so much. Always come back on when you have something to share, and good luck. Wait, whoa. Stop. When does taper start?
So like a long time. We got a little bit of time for that. Like June 10th.
So the pain, we're going to have pain. We're going to, excuse me. It's, anything worth having in life is hard. We got to invest in ourselves. And for both of you, that's going to be happening until about June 10th. And we're going to know that you're going to take your foot off the gas pedal June 10 to June 15. That's a short taper. What's wrong with Todd?
And we only get like a week. I don't know. Or maybe June 8th. I don't know. I don't like to push him on it. I don't like to bring it up because then I get afraid he's going to like take away.
All right. Best of luck. Good luck at U.S. Olympic Trials. We will see you there. And bye-bye.
Thank you. Yeah.